Hello Leo, welcome to Fifth House Divination. Today we're going to have a look to see what's coming towards you during June 2021. So this is the period between the 20th of June and the 19th of July. We're going to have a look to see what's been spotlighted, an obstacle you may need to overcome, what in your environment is working against you, what's going to be happening nice and easily for you this month, and also the opportunity that this month is presenting you with should you choose to engage with it. The readings are general, guys, so please do just take them however they resonate. If this one doesn't resonate with you, feel free to check out your other astrological placements if you know them, and also I will add your playlist to the end of the reading so you can catch up on any of this month's readings that you've missed. I do upload several every month on different topics. Thank you as always for your likes, shares and subscribes. It helps me to grow as a tarot reader, and it also helps the channel to grow. So guys, what's been spotlighted for you this month is the Prince of Swords. The obstacle that you need to overcome is the King of Wands. Two court cards. These could be showing up as people, something in your environment that's working against you, or something that you need to integrate with what you're doing is the Two of Swords. This can talk about a choice, understanding what the truth is. With the Two of Swords, we don't necessarily always have all of the information. We could be waiting for some sign of clarity. What is happening? That's so strange. I knew this was going to come out. That is really bizarre. That's really thrown me, that has now. I've tried to record this several times and I keep shuffling, and as soon as I start talking, your cards are literally like flying all over the place. I think this is about my fourth attempt and I kept seeing this Five of Swords. So there might be something quite energetically going on around about you. With the Five of Swords, this does talk about victory at a cost. It can talk about conflict. And basically this is like a sort of a burning your bridges. It's winning, but you know, sometimes to get what you want you can basically burn a lot of bridges in the process. The opportunity for this month, should you wish to engage with it, is the Six of Pentacles. It's in the material realm and it does talk about reciprocation, give and take. Underlying energy is the Six of Cups. This is nostalgia, this is the past. Can be soulmate energy for some of you. So Leo, what's been highlighted this month for you? We've got the Prince of Swords. So it's a court card, so it could be a person, it could be an air sign, could be a Gemini, possibly a Libra or an Aquarius. Obviously take that however it resonates. But for most of you, I think this Prince of Swords talks about how we move forward. And with the swords, it is all about communication. This is swift communication. And with this Five of Swords here, which is this sort of the conflict card, I think this could maybe be talking about, you know, how you push forward, how you move forward, possibly how you communicate. And with this Five of Swords in the trine position, this means that there is possibly a level of conflict that is happening just as a sort of a byproduct of everything else that you've got going on. With the Five of Swords, it can talk about hollow victories, it can talk about winning, but as I say, with the Five of Swords, it does talk a lot about collateral damage. Sometimes a victory really isn't worth the cost. So he's got all of his swords. And everybody else in the background is a little bit disappointed. Okay, so we've got this Prince of Swords, which is what's been highlighted. What the obstacle that we need to get over is the King of Wands. Now this is actually you guys showing up in your own reading. The King of Wands is the court card for Leo. But the King of Wands does talk about how we use our willpower and to kind of get what we want. So with the Prince of Swords and with the Five of Swords, there may be a feeling or an element of trying to kind of get your own way. How you communicate or how you push forward with that might be causing a little bit of conflict. This could be another fire sign. I mean, you could be dealing with somebody else, or you could be dealing with somebody who is just very good at trying to get their own way, very good at exerting their willpower, very good at going after what they want. And if this is someone else and if this is not you, then obviously this is an obstacle that you need to get around. the King of Wands is very good at getting what he wants. So you may be having to really sort of tap into this energy. If you're going head to head with somebody about something that you want, and you're coming up against a character like this, if this isn't you kind of getting in your own way with your willpower, and then obviously this could be quite a tricky energy for you to deal with. So you may be sort of in this Five of Swords energy. What's happening in your environment, which is something that you need to integrate, is the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords talks about trying to understand what the truth of something is. There's two swords, there's two truths, and we're trying to make a decision. At the Two of Swords, you could be waiting for some form of information to come in to enable you to decide what the truth of this is. But in this position here, it does mean that this Two of Swords is either something that's working against you in your environment, so possibly a lack of clarity or a need to make a choice or a need for more information. Or this can talk about this is something that you need to integrate into what it is that you're doing. There's maybe some sort of truth somewhere that you need to think about, or you need to understand, or an answer that you need to get to be able to sort of integrate it with this. The underlying energy for this is the Six of Cups. So I think you possibly are talking about an actual person. I think this may well be a conflict with somebody else. At the Six of Cups, this does talk about nostalgia. It talks about the past. It talks about connections to people and things that are deep and profound. If this isn't something that you've been connected to for a long time, then this is something that you're very deeply connected to. And if you are, particularly if you're a Leo rising, possibly if you're a Leo sun, this is happening in an area of your life that we refer to as the 12th house. In the 12th house, it's a sort of a place of lots of rest and recuperation. It's a place of escape. It's kind of collecting, sort of connecting with the collective, with the kind of the cosmos. It's quite a kind of a sort of a psychological subconscious place. So this could be playing out entirely within yourself, or this could literally be some form of conflict, I think, with somebody else in your life or something else in your life that has a feeling of nostalgia about it, a feeling of being connected to the past, or a feeling of being deeply connected. Now, the opportunity, should you choose to engage with it then, guys, is this Six of Pentacles. So I think, as I say, here there is an element of truth or an answer that needs to be gained to be able to balance all of this out. And the opportunity is the Six of Pentacles. This talks about reciprocation in a material sense, giving not because you have to, but because you choose to. And it talks about two people involved giving and taking in equal amount. They're not giving because they have to give, they're giving because they choose to. It can also be some form of act of charity. So there may be an opportunity here to, I don't know, maybe be magnanimous somehow, because it's going to be very easy to get into this conflict. It's going to be very easy, I think, it's going to be quite easy for you to, or for this energy to turn quite ruthless and get to the point where, you want to do what you want to do. Because if whoever this is, whether if this is you, or if this is another person, then this is the energy. The King of Wands is the obstacle that needs to be got over. This can talk about the ego in some way, shape or form, but this is really kind of, this is what I want and this is what I'm going to get. This is really kind of controlling your willpower and exerting your will over a situation. So whether this is you or whether this is somebody else, this is an obstacle that you need to either get round or get through. And as I say, the opportunity here is possibly maybe for you to do the kind of take the higher ground in some way, shape or form, overcome the ego, and maybe give charitably in some, do it not because you have to do it, but because it's maybe the right thing to do. So Anyway, Leo, it's probably difficult because I think you are dealing with something that you've either been connected to for a very long time or you're connected to in a very deep way. This can be soulmate energy. So, but I think this feels like a battle of wills, guys, between you and somebody else. Or I mean, it could be you kind of fighting with yourself about how you use your willpower to get what you want. But what's been spotlighted here is the Prince of Swords, and this does talk about how you communicate and possibly kind of rushing in rashly and not maybe thinking things through. Or alternatively, this could be a person, this Prince of Swords, somebody who maybe is a little bit cutting. And very quick to speak, maybe very logical, and possibly an air sign. Right, guys, I'll leave that there for you. I hope you have a good month. If you got something from the reading, give me a thumbs up and check out your playlist if you wish to do so. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.